And I got way too many feels, way too much emotion, I don't even know what's real. I don't mean to get along with your best friend, even better with your family.
Good morning, friends. Welcome to another video. It's a refeed. We've made it. We hit a new low today, and life is good because I found these new hash browns I want to show you. So this is 2 servings, which is like a pretty decent amount, and like I said, they're new to me anyway, but they're these Trader Joe's shredded potato hash browns, and for 1 serving it's 13 carbs, which is, and it's 84 grams. Usually I get the refrigerated kind from just like Ralph's, but I feel like these have more volume and they're a little bit lower carb. So that's dope. And then, you know, I put my beloved carne asada seasoning on everything. It makes them so good. And I just have my normal omelet cooking up here. So I've got spinach, mushrooms, turkey bacon, and we will add egg whites. And honestly, I'm gonna save the seeds for my oats tonight. So there's that. But yeah, I don't plan on making this a full day of eating or anything. I want to enjoy my food, but we're going to do a little talk in this video because I want to share something about a year ago today. And if you saw my Instagram post, then you already know. But I got to cook this now. I want to eat, and I'm going to go to meet a friend for coffee here in a little bit. So I'll just kind of take you through my day, and we will get Friday started. Okay, so I'm just about to head to the coffee shop, but I finally get to use my Game Changer bag from Buff Bunny collection. So I want to show you everything that I'm fitting in this bish. So I just collapsed the little snack part, like the cooler part, so it just creates like a flat surface down there. This bad boy will be going right there. You guys will be going in there. And then I already have my notebook here and my computer, and then this is just the little magnetic connector there. And then I always bring my own straw to the coffee shop because we are going green or going home. I got my little Whitney Simmons lipstick here. This is the stylus that I always use for my Instagram stories. It's a lot easier than using my finger. I actually got it at a mock trial tournament. So yeah, just have a couple of pens there. And then my AirPods. And I'm actually going to bring this Skinny Syrups iced cinnamon roll because I'm getting to the point in prep where I don't really trust. Like, I could just order sugar-free syrup, right? But honestly, this tastes better, and I'm just, whatever. I got this bag now, so I'm gonna bring him. Anyways, let's go.
Eyes in the sky, gazing far.
Okay, so what I order is a large as possible, the biggest size they will give me, nitro cold brew. I will typically ask for 2 pumps of sugar-free vanilla, but today I added that iced cinnamon roll Skinny Syrups that I brought. And then I will just add 3 Splenda and some half and half. I usually just track 2 tablespoons and then eyeball it. And then they had almond milk there, so I just add a little bit of almond milk for funsies. So yeah, that is what I get when I come to coffee shops, and I figured I would show you that. So I'm going to meet with my friend here, and she's actually a friend that I met at Pays to Be Brave last year, which was the entrepreneurship conference that I came to San Diego for in October. And it changed my freaking life. It's crazy that it's been almost a year, and that was the first time that I set foot in San Diego. So life is crazy, man, but like I said, we'll have our talk in a little bit after this, and I will catch up with you then. Yo, let's have our chat now. So, like I mentioned earlier, today, a year ago, my bitch ass landed in urgent care with a panic attack. It was simultaneously the best and worst day of my life. It changed my life, and I am so grateful that it happened, even though it sucked really freaking bad. So I kind of just want to tell the story a little bit more in depth because there's only so much I can type on a freaking Instagram caption. So we'll just get started. But basically, I was in my final semester of law school. I had enrolled myself in bar prep class early just to, you know, be the overachiever that I am, get a head start. I was ready to do the thing. And the weirdest thing started happening. Like, I got a couple weeks in, and I started to notice that anytime that I went to bar prep class, I was not okay. Like, I left several times. I walked outside. I took laps around the law school. I did not know what was happening, but something just didn't feel right. And that was pretty scary because I never felt that before, but I was like, it's okay, like I know how to handle my shit, like I don't ask for help, whatever, I'm super fine and independent, it's okay. And as time went on, these like more and more symptoms just started showing up, and this is in a span of like 2 weeks. So I just had symptoms like my throat felt like it was tight, like it was closing and it wouldn't open back up. My heart rate was like skyrocketing. Like I look at my Apple Watch and I would be sitting in class, and at the peak of all of this, my heart rate was like in the 150s, 160s when I was sitting in a chair. I'm trying to think what else. I would just wake up in the morning and feel off. I would feel like paralyzed, like I couldn't move. The best way that I can describe it, and if you've had anxiety or panic attacks before, then you know exactly what I'm talking about, but the best way I can describe it is that your body goes into fight or flight mode, even though I knew that like I was safe sitting in my apartment or sitting in class. Like I can't tell you how many times I just sat in my bed, just like a freaking statue, looking around, terrified to move, terrified to do anything, terrified to leave, to go out into the world, like to do anything. And I was like, this is really scary because it feels like something is inside of you attacking you and there's nothing you can do, even though you look at yourself and you're like, I'm safe, like I'm fine, but you're not really fine, and it's fucking so scary. So basically what happened was I was like, okay, I need to work with this or work through this. I need to deal with this. And some of the details are like kind of fuzzy because who wants to remember all this shit, right? But I remember I ordered Soul CBD and I started taking it and I was like, wow, this stuff like really helps, like cool. Well, thought that was the end of it, but we get a couple weeks into things. It's like September, clearly, of, you know, last year. And I got like a lot of people were sick at the law school with like an upper respiratory infection. So I got this upper respiratory infection. And I was like, okay, like, you know, it's fine. It's going around. Cold and flu season is upon us. I don't really like to take medicine, so I just kind of let it run its course. And it wasn't getting better. And like, I had the symptoms of like, I don't even remember. It was just like sinus stuff, but it hurt like in a different way. And as the days went on, I started having like chest pains, and I was like, oh my god, no, like, am I having a heart attack? Like, is this, like, should I go to the hospital? Just for like days and hours on end, I was just second guessing everything that I was doing, and I was like, okay, what if I'm dying and I'm not taking care of it? Like, what if I'm actively letting myself die right now? So I tried my best to just keep working through things. I left class several times to, again, take laps, drink my water, just really work on my shit. I tried to go outside as much as I could because it was the only thing that helped, but it was starting to get colder in Kansas, and I was just like, oh my god. So I was super sick and I wasn't getting better, and I would wake up every morning and just feel super off. And one of the worst memories I have is standing in the shower. I'm like facing the shower head, letting the water hit me, and I was just paralyzed. Like I could not move, but I needed to go to class that morning, and I was like, I can't do anything. I can't freaking move. Like, how am I gonna leave and like go to class? And obviously this whole time I'm scared as shit, so whatever, man. That day, I don't think it was that specific day that my panic attack happened, but I do remember that day in the shower. I got out, I took my CBD, and it was the only thing that got me out of the apartment and into class for a couple weeks there. But like I said, I was getting sick, like with this upper respiratory thing, and so whatever, I go to my 8:30 mergers and acquisitions class one day, just another day, and I'm like, okay, I thought I was getting better because I had the CBD, but for some reason I'm not. I think I'm just sick. And so I'm sitting in class. I make it through my 8:30 class. It was an hour and 15 minutes, so it got done at 9:45, and I was like, okay, we just have to make it through another class today. It was my 10 a.m. Estates and Trust class, and it was a really big class, and like a lot of my friends were in it, and I was like, okay. So I went over to the next classroom, And people could just tell. Like, my friends were like, are you good? Like, are you okay? And I was like, I don't know. And I, like, started to get, like, that little, like, fight or flight. Like, I'm getting uncomfortable. And I was like, I don't know. Like, you guys, like, and I'm, like, trying to talk, but I'm, like, starting to speed up. And I'm, like, starting to, you know, breathe really shallow. And I'm trying not to cry. And I'm, like, I'm just like, I can't explain. Like, it just kind of really, like, hurts whenever I take a deep breath. And, like, that was literally how I was talking. And my friends were like, dude, like, if you need to go, like, go to the doctor. And I was like, in my head, I'm like, this is so much worse than I am letting them know. Like, I was like, it's okay, guys. Like, I'll be fine. I'm just gonna make it to this class, like, whatever. Because outwardly, you're embarrassed and terrified, and you don't want people to be like, oh my God, call EMS, like, whatever. And so I'm just like, oh my God. I'm like, it's okay. Like, it was a few minutes before class. I was like, no, I'll be fine. Like, I think I'm just sick. Like, I was like, in all reality, get the fuck away from me because I don't know what's happening. So everybody around me, because they were like all my friends, like, they knew that I was, like, not okay. And, like, my best friend who was next to me, I just looked at him and I was like, do I go? Like, do I go? And he's like, dude, like, do what you feel is right. And so I texted one of my friend's moms, who's a nurse. She's, like, my Kansas City mom. And I was just like, here's how I feel. What is happening? Should I go to urgent care? And she's, like, asking me all these questions. And so finally we come to the conclusion that, like, I'm gonna go. She's like, okay, which urgent care are you going to? I'll meet you there. And I knew that I had just, like, a few minutes before class started, and I could either bail now or I would have to risk, like, fleeing in front of, like, 80 to 100 students. And I was like, oh my God. And I sat on the end. And so I was like, I'm just gonna go now. I was terrified. I packed my shit. I looked at my best friend. I go, I'm gonna go. And everybody at that point knew. Like, my friends knew because they were close to me, right? And I said, I'm gonna go. So I get my shit and I leave and I just start walking outside. Like, I just walk to my car. I'm like, I guess I'm going to urgent care. And I'm, like, starting to, like, breathe, like, really shallow and, like, hyperventilate. And I start crying and I'm just like, oh my God, like, where are my sunglasses? Like, everything was a mess. I didn't know what was happening. I didn't know what I was doing. My phone was blowing up. Everybody's like, hey, are you okay? Like, they're all just super concerned. And I'm like, I can't. I'm trying to, like, map the fucking urgent care. And it's, like, somewhere I don't know. And I'm just, like, in my car and I'm, like hyperventilating, like, just driving, hoping I don't fucking crash somewhere. I remember well, first I went to one urgent care that I knew of. And I walk in there and I'm trying so hard. Like, I don't know if I'm going to throw up, if I'm going to, like, shit my pants, if I'm going to pass out. Like, I don't know what's happening. I'm dizzy. I'm just not okay, right? And so I get into the urgent care and I'm like, okay, I'm just going to check in. Everything's going to be fine. And first of all, the parking lot was a bunch of bullshit. I'm driving in circles. I'm, like, truly think I'm dying. So whatever. I finally park. I get in there. And they're like, oh, urgent care hours don't start till 6 p.m. And I was like, you got to be fucking kidding me. Like, I'm probably having a heart attack and y'all bitches are turning me away. I was so shocked and I was so just like, okay. So I find my way back to I think I went in the bathroom and I was like, maybe, like, just in case something happens. Like, nothing happened. And I was like, I need help. And, like, just reliving this right now, it makes me almost, like, sick. But so I make it back to my car and I'm, like, texting Mom and I'm like, okay, we're going to a different urgent care. I'm like, here's the address. I guess, I don't know, I'm gonna go over there. This urgent care was in the most foreign land I have ever been in, and I know most of Kansas City. I remember being on the highway that I had never seen and being like, where the fuck am I? And I was like, is it safe for me to be driving? Like, what if I have a heart attack and I pass out and I lose control and then I, like, kill myself because I crash or I kill someone else? And I was just like, I don't know, like, what else I felt so sorry for myself in that moment because I was like, I'm all alone and no one will help me. Like, why won't anyone help me? And so finally I get over to this urgent care and I park and she pulls in at the same time she parks. I just get out of my car and I just, like, fall into her arms and I just break down and I was so scared. Like, I could cry right now just thinking about it because I looked at her and I was like, I don't know what's happening. Like, I don't know what's wrong. And, you know, she's a nurse, so I was like, please, like, just, you know, console me and whatever. And she's like, it's okay, like, we're gonna figure it out. And she's just, like, holding me and I'm just, like, literally crying, like, in the middle of this parking lot, like, sunshine, like, there is no hiding what is happening. I'm I am breaking down, right? So we get in there and I'm like, oh my God, how long is the wait time? And I'm just like so dizzy and like, I keep checking myself. I keep taking a deep breath and I'm like, it still hurts. Like, it still hurts. I'm probably having a heart attack. Like, I'm dying. And again, I'm so dizzy. My stomach hurts. I don't know what's going to happen. Like, my worst fear is throwing up. The last thing I wanted to do was throw up. But I also didn't want to, like, shit my pants. And I was like, where's the bathroom? And, like, blah, blah, blah. And so everybody else at this fucking urgent care is just chilling, you know? And I'm just like, I'm going to fall out of this chair right now onto this floor. And I am going to die because y'all would not help me because you made the wait too long. And she's trying to chat with me and like whatever, but at that point there's just no getting my mind off it. I'm like, I'm dying. Like, I'm not even kidding you. I was seriously considering calling both of my parents and being like, I love you, but I don't think I'm gonna make it. And like, never in my life have I felt like that. Like, that was so scary. So scary. But the good news is I did not call them and say that because I didn't want to scare them. And I knew, I don't know, in that moment I didn't know this, but shortly after I was working through all this, I was like, okay, I'm gonna be okay. It's just gonna be really hard right now. And so finally they see me and they take like my blood pressure, which was super high. They take my heart rate, like my pulse was in like the 80, it was like 88. If you check out my Instagram post, you'll see like I pulled up my patient records from a year ago and I looked at all my stats just to see. And it was so crazy. And they talked to me, they did an EKG and they're like, okay, you do have some premature beats, which like that is like a genetic thing. My mom has like, sometimes it feels like we have extra beats in our heart. I don't have like a heart murmur or AFib or anything like that. It's just a genetic thing. So I kind of already knew that. But they told me, they're like, go to your primary care provider for lab work and maybe you'll wear, your primary care provider might have you wear like a heart monitor for a while just to make sure everything's okay. And I was like, at this point I knew that like I was physiologically, like by definition, fine, like healthy, but I didn't feel healthy, and I knew that all of it was anxiety, and then it just pissed me off because I was like, I'm making this all up in my head, like, what the fuck? So, after a while, I'm okay-ish. We leave that place, and I felt a lot better when they were like, they like cleared me, right? They're like, you're not having a heart attack, you're okay, and I was like, okay, well, we have some peace of mind now. Like, at that point, I would have paid any sum of money for a medical professional to tell me I wasn't dying. So, things got a little better there. And then I ended up, like, going to lunch with Mom after that. And we just sat there and she's like, what is going on? And I was like, I don't want to take the bar exam. I don't want to be a lawyer. Like, that was what all of it centered around, and that was... Oh man, that lunch was just something else. And she was, you know, obviously super supportive and great and everything like that. And I was like, I don't want to be alone. And she was like, I was like, do you have to go back to work? She's like, yeah, I'm gonna go. She's like, but I don't want you to be alone either. Like, reach out to somebody who can like come hang out or go spend time with someone or whatever. And I think I did go home for a little bit. My apartment was like right up the street from where we ate, and I think I was home just for a little bit, but I don't know if it was that exact day, but I called my dad at some point, and I was just like crying to him, and I was like, here's the deal, like, I just put it all out there, and he was like, that's fine, like, it's okay, you don't have to take the bar. And like, the more I verbalized it and the more I shared it with people, the better I felt. Like, it wasn't instantly, I will say, my heart rate, it took a few days to come back down. This little guy in my throat, I started playing games with him. Like, I'd be sitting in class, and I would feel it kind of start to creep up, and I would think really hard, and I'd be like, go away. And I could get it to go away. So when it comes in my throat, I can work through it. It's crazy. It's fucking crazy. Because I refused to be a victim to it. I was like, this is not going to control me. and I was going to do everything in my power to approach things holistically. Obviously, I understand there are medications out there for depression and anxiety that like literally save lives, and I am so, so glad that those exist. And if you go back and watch my video, like my announcement video of all this, you'll hear me say that same thing. But I just prefer to approach things in a holistic way first, and I wasn't going to get on meds unless I really needed it. So I was very determined to work through my stuff. I went to therapy, I took CBD, I mentally worked through it, right? And after a couple weeks, I was legit back to normal, which in trained individuals, like people who work out a lot, your resting heart rate actually like adapts and becomes lower because your body becomes more efficient. So a resting heart rate for me is like in the 50s. And within a couple weeks, we had come back down to the 50s. I felt great. I felt like I had stepped into the sun. I was on cloud 9. I told my best friends in law school, and they were all so supportive. Obviously, I was not broadcasting this to my professors or deans or anything like that, but I felt great. I was like, awesome. All I have to do is finish this semester. Like, I'm cruising. And like my birthday and graduation, like those were the same weekend, and it was just like a dandy old time. And obviously I learned a lot from it. So I wanted to give you like the real insight into that. I didn't plan on crying, but I don't apologize for my feelings anymore. I'm done living my life for other people. I am ready to step into my power and own my voice and my gifts, and I'm still working on all this. That is why I'm doing all this personal development stuff, because there's more work to be done always, and I don't think anything has ever felt as good as being truly, genuinely, authentically me. So I wanted to give you a little glimpse into why I am the way I am, what I've been through to get here, and yeah, there's that. I don't know. I don't really know what else I intended for this clip, but now it's 17 minutes long. So if you watched until now, thank you so, so much. I'm honestly pretty hungry. It's 3:15, and I think I'm going to make some pumpkin pancakes, because I got a lot of pumpkin stuff at Trader Joe's yesterday. So let's go do that. Here we have the most beautiful sight I've ever seen. I literally forgot how much I love pumpkin stuff. Like, I don't care how basic that sounds, but it's so good. Like, I smelled this pancake mix before I even mixed it up, and I was like, whoa, bro. So, we got some pumpkin pancakes here, a little bit of egg whites for some protein. I put some of this pumpkin butter on that little guy, put some frozen raspberries on those two, and I'm going to put my maple walnut Waldy over the top. But yeah, that's what I'm going to eat. I'm going to enjoy this, and I'm so freaking hype. Guess what we're going to go get?
I feel like in every video we're on an excursion to get a drink.
Comment below what you think we're going to get, and then let me know if your guess was right, because obviously there's like, this could go like 2 or 3 ways, so you got limited options, but if you know, you know.
Vlog inception.
I was like, well, maybe meet Lexi's friends on her channel. Woo!
Lexi's friends, meet Melissa's friends. Hi, Melissa's friends, meet my friends.
Hello, friends.
I feel like we have a lot of mutual friends, though.
Yeah, we got a hype squad. We should figure out a way to bring them all together, like in real life. Would you guys be interested? Would you be interested?
Let us know.
Clearly we got Sonic. I got the raspberry limeade because that's my new shit.
I got the basic ass bitch. Basic bitch ass, I don't know. Diet cherry limeade.
The DCL.
It's just something, I think because this is red, it makes me feel like it's really special.
Dude, they're both so fucking bomb.
They are.
So yeah, we're gonna make dinner together, and we'll show you. This is not a full day of eating, so I'll probably wrap the video up after that because I did that really long talk earlier. But yeah, let's go make din din.
Let's make some din din.
Okay, so here we have din din, and in here I have some jasmine rice. It's hiding below everything. I have some mahi-mahi that I had prepped. We've got some zucchini. These, like, white things are water chestnuts. If you've never had water chestnuts, they're just, like, a couple carbs, like, pretty negligible. Obviously, attract it, but still, they're so good. They're, like, kind of crunchy. And there are also mushrooms hiding around in there. And I'm going to top with some soy sauce, some sriracha, and a little bit of my Panda Express orange sauce. This does have carbs in it, so just make sure if you're gonna use something like this that you track it. But Bae is over here. She prepped some sushi rice. Tell the people why sushi rice is so damn good.
Okay, so it's more expensive, but honestly, so worth it. So like, just look at that. Like, it is thick and like, hate this word, moist. You know, like love me some jazzy rice, but sushi rice is like, if you're down to spend a few extra dollars,
yeah,
just do it.
It's so good. So she cooked up her mahi-mahi. She is sauteing her veggies. And we are going to have a great night together on the couch. So, woohoo! With that being said, I'm going to wrap up this video because I already know it's going to be long because my talk earlier was like 17 minutes and there's no editing that down. But y'all like the long videos, so I don't feel too bad about it. And yeah. With that being said, as always, if you watched until now, I am taking all my good vibes. I'm sending them your way. If you could give the video a thumbs up, subscribe, and hit that bell before you leave, that would be dope. And I will catch you in the next one. Bye!